Hi guys, there's a phenomenon that's making both scientists and paranormal experts confused. It's about houses that suddenly catch fire from the inside, even though there's no identifiable source of fire. Interestingly, it's not just a single case. There have been several similar cases in different regions, even abroad. Here are some of the most mysterious fire incidents in the world. First on the list is the house of Agus Yani in Margomulyo village, Sleman Regency, Yogyakarta, guys. For almost a whole week, this house experienced continuous fires that kept recurring. More than 56 fire outbreaks were reported in various corners of the house, from the bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, living room, side yard, to the back porch. It was no joke. The fires appeared randomly at different times and locations. Sometimes during the day, sometimes in the middle of the night, sometimes at the crack of dawn. Even clothes hanging on the porch could suddenly catch fire, and then an hour later, the sofa in the side yard would also burn. Due to this mysterious incident, PLN Sleman sent a technical team to inspect the house's entire electrical system. Strangely, PLN stated that they did not find any current leakage, short circuit, or any damage that could trigger sparks causing the fire. A chemistry expert from UGM then took samples and detected the presence of methane gas, ammonia, and hydrogen sulfide around the house. These three gases can trigger what is called slow ignition, which is a slow ignition process without a spark. However, this explanation does not fully answer why the fire appeared in so many spots and kept recurring for days. The Gagana unit from the Jogja Police Department was also deployed to conduct an investigation. They advised the residents to move their clothes and other flammable items to safety. But even after the clothes were moved, fires still appeared in other places that had previously been safe. The Sleman case became one of the biggest fire mysteries ever recorded in Indonesia, with the number of fire spots increasing every day. Next, there's the house belonging to Missiana in Jatakung village, Jember, East Java, guys. At the beginning of 2026, this house experienced mysterious fires 5 times in a short period. What confused the firefighters was that the source of the fire appeared in places that seemed impossible. It wasn't just a small incident. The fire was first seen coming from a chair inside the house, even though there had already been a fire on the mattress about a week before. And the creepiest part was that the fire also came out from between the tiles on the floor of the house. The firefighters who came to the scene said it was most likely caused by a biogas explosion. Biogas itself is a gas formed from the decomposition of organic materials in the ground, and this gas can seep up through cracks in the foundation and floor tiles. Then it gets exposed to heat and ignites. The losses from this recurring fire are estimated to exceed 40 million rupiah, with items burned including wardrobes, chairs, clothes, mattresses, and various kitchen supplies. In addition, this phenomenon is not the first time it has happened in Jember, because previously, from December 2025 to January 2026, at least 5 houses in the same hamlet also experienced similar incidents. Although strong suspicion points to gas in the ground, many residents still believe there are other factors beyond scientific explanation. Especially since fire can appear between tiles, which should be tightly sealed with no gaps. Next is the house of the Ladino and Tugia family in Kuangen Lor Hamlet, Semanu district, Gunung Kidul, guys. From September to October 2015, this house and 3 of their relatives' houses nearby experienced mysterious fires repeatedly. It wasn't just one type of item that burned, but almost all the household furniture. It was no joke. In just one day, fires could happen up to 4 times. Mattresses, televisions, fabrics, clothes, and kitchen equipment were all destroyed by the flames without any clear source. And in just 1 week, 6 mattresses had already been completely burned and the losses reached tens of millions of rupiah. Now, what makes this case even stranger is that the residents had already turned off all the electricity in their homes, but the fire still appeared even when there was no one inside the house. The homeowner even once left the house to go to the garden with the electricity completely turned off, and when they returned, their house was already on fire again. The local residents even formed a night watch and took turns guarding the house every 15 minutes. Not only that, several paranormal experts and religious leaders also came to help solve the problem. However, from a scientific perspective, there hasn't been a truly satisfying explanation. Next on the list is Rafisky's house, which was plagued by mysterious fires for 4 consecutive months, guys. Rafisky, who is known through the TikTok account Official Rafisky, started uploading videos of the strange events happening in his house. Just imagine. Piles of clothes in the laundry basket could suddenly catch fire by themselves without any source of fire at all. It's not just that, the fire also appeared from impossible places. For example, from the faucet, which should be releasing water, but instead it spouted fire during the day. Besides that, the floor of their house could also catch fire by itself at different spots every day. Not only that, the electronic devices in the house also became victims of this strange phenomenon. And what was most shocking was when a motorcycle that was usually used for ride-hailing also got burned, where the motorcycle caught fire at 4 in the morning without any previous signs of damage. According to Rafisky's statement, all these incidents have been happening for a full 4 months. She believes that her house is being terrorized by supernatural entities known as BANASPATI. BANASPATI itself, in Javanese belief, refers to a supernatural fire sent by certain people to attack its target. The videos uploaded by Rafisky immediately went viral and received millions of views on TikTok. Netizens' reactions were divided into 2 different camps. Some suggested calling the electricity company and checking the house's electrical system, while others believed that this was purely a spiritual disturbance. So, what do you think about this, guys? In 5th place, we're flying to a small village called Canneto di Caronia on the northern coast of Sicily, Italy, guys. In January 2004, this village was suddenly hit by a series of mysterious fires that left the whole world confused. It wasn't just furniture, but electronics, mattresses, refrigerators, even cell phones that had already been turned off could catch fire on their own. It didn't stop there. This phenomenon lasted for years and made the Italian government send a special investigation team. Police, scientists, engineers, and even ghost hunters were deployed to look for answers. In fact, the police officers themselves admitted to seeing objects burst into flames without any visible source of flame. Because the situation was so severe, the Sicilian local government even asked the central government in Rome to declare a state of emergency. All the residents were eventually evacuated to neighboring towns, turning what was once a peaceful village into a ghost town abandoned by its inhabitants. Various theories emerged to explain this phenomenon. Some suspected it was the influence of electromagnetic fields from the railway line passing near the village. However, there were also those who mentioned the possibility of underground energy accumulation based on Max Planck's quantum theory and Albert Einstein's photon theory. And until now, the Canneto di Caronia phenomenon remains one of the most famous fire mysteries in Europe that has yet to be fully solved. Next, we're going to talk about a phenomenon that's even scarier than burning houses, which is the human body catching fire on its own, guys. This phenomenon is known as spontaneous human combustion and has been recorded since the 14th century, where more than 200 cases have been reported around the world, and most of them still can't be explained scientifically. The most famous case happened on July 2, 1951 in St. Petersburg, Florida, United States. At that time, Mary Reeser, a 67-year-old woman, was found burned in her chair by the landlady, who noticed that the doorknob to her room was very hot. And when the door was opened, all that was found was ash and the remains of burned bones. In fact, Mary's body, which used to weigh about 77 kilograms, turned into ash and only her leg, arm, and shoes were left. What's even stranger is that the temperature needed to destroy a human body to that extent has to reach around 1,500 degrees Celsius. But what's confusing is that the newspaper next to her chair wasn't burned at all. In addition, the FBI investigating this case did not find any external source of fire that could explain the blaze. They concluded that most likely there was a fuse effect, where human body fat can burn like a candle and keep the fire going around the body. However, this explanation did not satisfy everyone because it does not answer why the fire only burned the victim's body and did not spread to the surroundings. Another equally mysterious case also happened in 2010 in Ballybane, Ireland, where a 76-year-old man named Michael Faherty was found burned in his home. The officers who investigated this case officially recorded the cause of death as spontaneous human combustion because there was no other explanation that could be given. And until now, researchers are still debating the mechanism that could cause the human body to burn from the inside. Some suspect it is related to the supernatural electromagnetic fields, or even internal chemical reactions that are not yet understood. Those are some of the most mysterious fire incidents in the world. I hope this information is useful, and see you in our next interesting video.